Hey guys, I was requested to have a go at this tile, so I thought that I'd go ahead and try it anyway, since I have passed it with one strategy which seems to work pretty well. But to be honest, I really hate jungle tiles, so I'm probably gonna be leaving some of these until later. So yeah. Anyway, start off with, you might be getting sick of this, but I gotta go through this anyway for the new people. This is pretty much my flawless starting strategy. It's not perfect, but it works on almost any tile, pretty much. There's really most tiles, most of them, I guess 90% maybe, of tiles you can beat by starting with this strategy, which is pretty much just getting this ninja, get him to 4-1 straight away, and then once you can, get him to 4-2. And it's really not that hard to do that to start off with. I mean, you might, if you get a few early on leads, then just use pineapples. Don't worry about that. I mean, it's really not that big a deal to use pineapples. I use them all the time, and they doesn't really affect how I go in matches. I often use up to 50 of each sometimes, and sometimes I even use 200 of my road spikes and a few pineapples. So, yeah, got this guy onto 4-2, and that's pretty good. I'm happy with him for now, but now I need to get up my bomb tower. Just going to place my bomb tower here, since that gives him a very nice area for hitting stuff repeatedly, which is going to be real good when the mobs start coming in. And yep, just getting this guy up to a mob mauler straight away. This is what I always do, just get that ninja, then the mob mauler. I highly recommend this strategy. I mean, I'm sorry if you guys get sick of me doing this and explaining the same thing every time, but yeah. Pretty much all that changes is your placement. I mean, it is difficult sometimes to get the placement sorted out, to find a spot where this will actually work in the map, but in most cases this will work in the map. So you just gotta keep on, think outside the box and find a nice spot to put everything. So anyway, get my bomb tower up to 2-3 as soon as I can. Getting the frag bombs just for the black balloons. It makes a difference. I've noticed it anyway. Gotta be careful for the regen rushes. If you get a regen lead rush or a regen rainbow rush, then set this to first. Otherwise, just leave it on strong. The reason why you set it to first is just to try and stop from multiplying tons and tons of regen balloons, because that can be a real pain and it will really kind of ruin your day. So yeah, I'm getting up my second ninja at the moment, making sure I'm just putting him. I always keep these guys close together. I mean, you probably don't have to. You could probably spread them out, but I just really like to stick them together. I guess just because if I find a nice spot, then it's a nice spot for a reason. I mean, if one works there, then why not two? But anyway, you probably noticed that I actually didn't set this guy to first, like I said I would for a regen lead or regen rainbow. It was a really small rush, so it didn't really matter. But if it's a long spaced out one, then definitely. But yeah, once you've got actually 2 ninjas up, then the lead ones aren't really too much of an issue, as long as they're not huge. And so same with the regen rainbow ones, but they're a bit of an issue for a bit longer. If I get one of them, then I'm definitely going to do that if I see that. And sorry about that, gone a bit fast. I kind of missed life there. This is one thing you have to watch out for. I wasn't paying attention, and a couple of lead balloons snuck past behind a mob because this guy was too busy attacking the mob. If you get lead balloons and mobs coming in the same time, then it is a good idea to sometimes set this guy to maybe close or something to try and catch them. So yeah, back to the strategy. Once I've got these two up and this up, I go for the village, because you could go for more towers straight away, but you don't need to. So of course, if you don't need to, then you're best off going to get more, like get the cheapness as soon as you can. Because the sooner you get down that village, the sooner you get the benefits of making everything cheap. Yeah, having a bit of issues with my seeking shurikens getting pulled this way at the moment, which is what lost me those few lives before. But you can still get this strategy, no lives lost, if you're paying more attention. Unfortunately, it's a bit harder, but yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but if any of you want to test this for me, then try and beat this tile with the ninjas like placed around this line or something, because I haven't really tried that yet, but I mean, if you could get that to work, then it would be nice, because then the seeking shurikens would be pulled this way, which is what leaks you a bit of lives if you're not careful. But yeah, I always generally like to keep my, I would like to keep my ninjas here. That's what I would usually do, but since that they have this nice little range here over this bit before anything reaches my area that I'm going to fill with mobilus, I don't really want to give up this little bit of space. I guess what I could do is maybe put like one ninja there, or one ninja there, and the other one over here, because then that would kind of make up for it. But yeah, I'll try that out sometime, and maybe you guys could try it out and tell me how it goes for you. I'm always open to hearing any modifications you guys make to my strategies to try and make them better for me, or better for everyone. Yeah, I know that mine aren't perfect. They do work though, so getting them to work better is always nice. And I know that some of you out there have pretty brilliant minds. Yeah, this is a nice strategy here, like a nice point anyway. This is when I'd usually get my ice towers. Unfortunately I can't, so I'll go with my glue hose. Glue hose is still really nice, and with extra sticky substance it's even better. It's just it really is quite a good substitute for ice, and making them cheaper, I guess it's not really that big a deal, the loss of ice after that. But even so, I still don't like jungle tiles. Ice is pretty awesome, and with a shard of Everfrost it's just amazing. No balloons get past you. So yeah, you can still get pretty much the same status of slowing them really well, but you don't get that mad popping. But then again, I mean, Balloon Liquefier and Balloon Dissolver is pretty good. Maybe you could put this guy a bit further back and one of them forward and have pretty much the same effect as Ice Shards and Arctic Wind combo. The only problem is that they don't, well, ice doesn't stack on top of each other either, so don't know. Anyway, I could probably start getting farms at this point, but for the sake of making this guide a little bit easier to follow, I'm not going to. I like to avoid I'm gonna try to avoid using farms for these guides when I can. Anyway, I didn't build anything just then, and I probably should. I got a lot of money saved up, so what have I got here? I think I'll put a nice little spectry over here. Take out some of the mobs. And probably a few more bomb towers. They're working quite nicely here. And I'll sell this dart monkey. He's really quite useless by this point. Couple of these on close. It's always nice to set some bomb towers on close. Some of your mob maulers. I've explained this a few times, but yeah, you really want to get a couple of mob maulers that are near the track set to close, so that when regular mobs or DDTs go by, you don't miss them. It can be really, really a big pain if you do miss them, so I can't stress that enough. It can be tempting to just set them order strong, but you gotta think with your head. Don't think with your whatever other thing you think with, which makes you not do that. Bleh. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with it by now. This is shaping up quite nicely. Only thing I'm worried about is if I get a rush that I can't quite slow with Arctic wind, since I don't have any ice, but it's working quite well. So now all I need is, I'll try and get a Spectre. I might not have enough money, not enough rounds left to get the money for it, but it's worth having a shot to try anyway. Yeah, I probably really do need some sort of cleanup here. I might sell a few of these later. This is why it would come in handy to do some farming. I do recommend that, like, back at that point you start doing a few banana farms, but yeah, I like to try and make these without banana farms, just for the sake of showing that it's not really that hard. Banana farms is just a luxury. Luxury bananas. Probably didn't even need to use any of those spikes. So how much do I need? I'm not gonna get this one up. So 15. I could sell like 2 of these and 1 of them and have enough. Don't really plan on upgrading this guy, so I may as well sell him. And yeah, at the end of this round I'll probably have enough. Oh wait, no, I probably won't actually. I'll just start up this round. And I'll sell this guy in a second, so I can afford that Spectre. Mobs aren't really... oh, I don't think they're really an issue at the moment. I'm going decent there. Yeah, really do need this Spectre. I'm getting pretty worried about these balloons getting too far, since I don't have my Arctic wind. Anyway, there's my Spectre. Cleans up everything. Good job, Spectre. Yeah, and that's it. 29 of 30. I'm not going to lose at this point. And, that went fairly well. It's a shame that I lost those 4 lives early on, but I mean, you could have easily stopped that with 1 set of spikes, so if you're trying to get no lives lost, then you shouldn't really have an issue. Put up 1 last mob mauler. And that's pretty much all there is to it. The issue you are going to have here is the DDTs, but fortunately for you, Glue Gunner has no problems with that. Ice does have problems with DDTs because Arctic Wind doesn't affect camo, so you won't. Well, you can still freeze them, but the stuff that comes out of the DDT, the regen ceramics, you won't be able to slow that with Arctic Wind, which can be a little bit scary, but you can slow that with glue hose, so that is quite helpful there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this and hope that it was a bit helpful, and yes, I will see you around.